Night Signal. Is this going to be a win or a bin? Let's find out here. Let's have a quick read through on Steam for you. Night Signal is a short, first-person horror experience that sees you breaking in a new television set, only to find that it picks up strange signals after dark, handcrafted from flesh and clay. Interesting sounding. This was actually given to me by the developer as a free copy, just so I could play it and let you guys know what I think of it. So many thanks for that. Now I'm going to put this out there. I don't like horror games because I'm a massive pansy poo pants, and I would probably literally crap myself if I turned a corner in a game or something and something jumped out at me. So not normally my thing, but I thought I'd give it a go because it actually looks kind of quirky from the screenshots. The way I would probably describe this is you're in a maybe 60s American scenario. I think that's probably the best way of describing it. Imagine you've got a 60s American TV set, you're in your living room, and you can flick through the channels using your remote control. You also have this TV magazine, and at the beginning the TV mag is just a blank canvas barring a front cover and an end page, and you have to fill in those pages. Those pages, though, do not detail any particular type of programming. All they will eventually show are the types of events that you unlock. So you can adjust the channels on your TV, so just using left and right click, and there's 4 channels, and you've got 2 aerial antenna things on the top of the screen, and they can flick left, right, or center, or the left antenna can go left or center and the right antenna can go right and center. So you've got different variables there, and you play around with the antenna to get a signal, but only after dark. So during the day you can just flick through normal TV, game show, news, weather, all of those random things, but as soon as it goes dark, it's then when you start playing around with the antenna, the TV screen starts showing these strange apparitions, monsters, various different odd things that affect the room. So one makes the ceiling come down, for example. Other ones actually creates and spawns monsters in the room that come after you and kill you. That's effectively it, and the idea is to fill in every single page in the TV mag. Once you've done that, game's over. Short game, yes. Okay, so let's start with the good stuff then. It is an atmospheric game. You are confined to this one room. You're confined to looking at one TV. There's nowhere you can go other than this room. It's kind of like a black and white, but with a bluey tone, really, the colour scheme. But there's nothing more to it. And I guess the noise of the TV screen, mostly with that white noise when it switches off at night from the daytime airing of normal TV. And it is creepy in a way, but it's generally a really nice use of setting. Keeps you in a very small area, and that's quite claustrophobic because as soon as things start happening, you've got very little room to actually get out or move or anything like that, and you feel like you are trapped in a finite setting. There's a really strong puzzle element to this. Going back to what I was saying earlier, you have to fill in each page of your TV mag by filling around with the antennas and changing the channels. Effectively, you're just unlocking everything in terms of combinations. So there's clearly going to be an amount of combinations of channels combined with the aerial positioning, and you just have to find those combinations and unlock or see on the TV screen the apparitions or monsters that you unlocked, and they fill in the gap in your TV mag. That's the puzzle element, because if you find something that's going to try and kill you, so you know, for example, 2 upward antennas and channel 2, for example, is going to create something that kills you, you want to avoid that. But equally, you might need to pass through that setting to get to something that you haven't unlocked. So you have to be careful, or at least know how to deal with the thing that you've unlocked that's going to kill you, because you do have a weapon. It's the remote control. It doubles up as like a stun gun, but that's actually not one of the good things. I'll come into that in a moment. But in terms of the puzzler, just to try and be careful what you unlock and when, because the thing that you trigger might be detrimental to what you do, but you might need to go through it to get to the next part, so to speak. I hope that makes sense. I might just be being a bit vague about it, but there is certainly a puzzle element, probably best described by actually playing it, to be honest, if this is something you do end up wanting to go for. Okay, so the not so goods. At the beginning of the game, as I said, during the day you've got normal TV, and it's just a case of flicking between channels 1 to 4. From what I can work out, there's actually nothing that you can learn or do during this time apart from just wait until darkness. At the beginning, it takes ages to go from daytime to nighttime, and you're just waiting around, wandering around in this small room. As the game progresses, the night time comes around much quicker, the day cycles are much shorter, so it becomes less of an issue. But at the beginning, when you're trying to work out what you're doing, because there's no real instruction, which is fine because it's part of the challenge. You're just sort of pottering around and you don't know why. So I would say maybe shorten the day cycles all the way from the beginning. But equally, you don't want to rush people who are just learning the controls, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it might be a bit of both, one or the other kind of thing. When you do get attacked by something, there's these really annoying things that look like hands and they can fly through the walls or on the ground level. They're really hard to kill. They get right up to your character, so you're in sort of first person mode, so you never see your own character body, but they come right up to you and they're behind you, they're coming from all angles, and you're trying to zap them with this really shitty weapon, this remote control, and you can't kill them, and most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're going to die, and this is possibly me just being bad at it, but I find that really frustrating, and this is a really annoying skeleton as well that sits there on the sofa. And if you look at it, it doesn't move, but as soon as you turn your back and turn around, it's gone, and it's chasing after you around the room, and you can't kill that. Well, I can't kill it. I've heard you can from reading up about it, but it's too hard, and the weapon system is too bad. It's just a zap, 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 and if you hold the spacebar down, it charges it, but yeah, it's clunky. It's not great in terms of a combat system at all. There is inconsistent respawning. I died during a segment, and by segment I mean nighttime segment. So during the nighttime, this is where you unlock all of these pages in the TV mag I was saying about. I kind of call them segments, and once you've got through one nighttime, it's auto saves. But strange enough, during one segment I died, but it kept the entries that I'd discovered in my TV mag. But on other occasions I died during a segment and I lost my entries I discovered. So actually I don't know if there's a cut-off point during the night where there's an autosave I'm not seeing. I'm pretty sure that there's some potential inconsistency there, but it didn't feel consistent to me, basically. Inconsistent respawning, I'm saying, is a negative there. Now the game is very short. It took me less than an hour as advertised. It's £8, I believe, if you were to buy it, and for an hour's worth, I don't think it's quite up to that. I would say if you're going to get this for an hour's worth, and even the developer says it's no more than an hour, you shouldn't be charging more than £5 for this, because it's not revolutionary, it's not breaking down any barriers, it doesn't look the best, although it's quite atmospheric, as I say. It's not the creepiest game in the world, and it's definitely not the scariest game in the world. It's a little bit eerie, but that's all there is to it. So charge no more than £5. I'm fine with it. I can actually then say it's good value for money, but because they're going towards that £10 mark, I'm going to be a bit more critical about this. It's a bit too much. It's not that much of a fun game, but it's not a total snooze fest, is what I've noted down. But yeah, if it was a bit cheaper, it'd be far more positive for me. But judge for yourself. If you want to sort of spend £8 and just play something a little bit different, by all means do so.